Alright, so what do you want to be in this world and what's stopping you from achieving that? Think about that. I'm bringing this up mainly because I get a lot of emails from people from all over the world saying that they really want to confront politicians, they want to make videos investigating different things, and they want to be journalists, but they don't know how to get started. They don't know what to do. They don't have the equipment. They don't have the experience of the press passes. So what I thought I would do is tell you my own personal story, and maybe it could be helpful to you. Now, I started out when I was going to college, and I thought, like everybody else thought, that you need to go to college, you need to complete those 4 years, be an intern, make some coffee for some douchebag, and then you're able to finally get a press pass and become a legitimate journalist. So I started out in school, and I really had the impression that in school they would actually teach you how to be journalist by making you a journalist and making you learn from your mistakes by going out there in the field. And that never really happened. I remember being in the first semester of college in like a journalist class, asking the professor for a press pass, asking him for a story that I could do or someone to interview, and they told me, no, you have to sit here and study the AP style book and understand what the AP wants you to do and go by their guidelines. And I remember talking to this professor being like, look, I really want to do this. And he told me, look, the program calls for 3.5 years of schooling, and then at the last semester, we'll give you a press pass and we'll send you out there. But you need to wait 3.5 years, and then finally you'll be able to go out there. I told him to bug off, and I didn't want anything to do with it. And I changed my major, and I knew that I really had to do something about this. And I didn't have a video camera. I never had a video editing laptop. I didn't have a press pass. I didn't have any experience. I didn't know what I was doing. But I just decided out of nowhere to say and call myself a journalist, because it's what I really wanted to become. And I started thinking of ways to come across those barriers that I had. And I started calling friends and calling in favors and borrowing video cameras. I looked for events everywhere, and randomly I fell into a newspaper that told me about this event with Zbigniew Brzezinski. Now, I didn't know what I was doing, but I was slowly preparing myself to be a journalist. I was telling myself, I am a journalist. And I remember going to the Salvation Army, getting a suit so I could look professional, so I could look like a journalist. And as soon as I saw this event, I went for it. I didn't know what was going on. I just decided to go. I sat there, was a part of the Q&A, stood up, asked the question to Zbigniew Brzezinski, and I ended up calling him scum and a sir at the same time. And it came to a point where my question was so loaded, so offensive, that I was being dragged out from the event by security guards. The security guards tried to delete my footage from my camera. They chased me away because I was running away from them to keep my video footage. Now, of course, that wasn't professional. Of course, that wasn't the best thing to do. Of course, it wasn't the best question. But I didn't know what I was doing. I was still hungry. I just went out there and went for it. And I remember having this video footage, not knowing what to do. I called my friends, and one of my friends from Long Island really helped me out. He picked me up in his car, drove me to his home in the central of Long Island. This is in the middle of the night. Brought me in front of his computer, showed me Adobe Premiere, said he has to go to sleep, and told me, you got this. I believe in you. And I remember sitting there for half an hour, just boggled, like, what do I do? What do I press? And just out of necessity, I was like, I can't waste my time. I gotta make the most of it. And I started pressing buttons, and I started messing around with the software. And then at like 7 o'clock in the morning, I had the video. I went into the subway, had work the same day. I was tired and exhausted, but I finally made my first video. My friend uploaded it online, and that was the first video ever that we ever did. And it happened because I started believing in myself as a journalist. And then I was like, I got to continue this. I want to follow this. This is something that has been my dream ever since I was young. And I started just looking everywhere for events. I started looking for journalists anywhere, and I started talking to them. I saw older guys with big video cameras and big tripods, and I remember just walking up to them like, hey, let me help you carry that. I'm a journalist too. And not knowing what I was doing, but I just pretended. I faked it. And I started talking to these older journalists. Hey, what else is going on today? Is there another event? How'd you get in here? How'd you RSVP? What's the contact? Where do you find all these different things that are going on? And And then everything started to come together because the older guys started telling me exactly what to do, just by being out there, just by being hungry. And at one point, I remember just missing a press pass, missing that one piece of paper that glued everything together. I remember talking to this older guy. I told him that, that's a really cool press pass. Where'd you get that? And he said his company made it. I was like, your company made it? What do you mean? He's like, yeah, they just made the press pass. And I was like, you didn't need to finish college. You don't need to have a degree. There's no higher approval. There's nothing else. They just made you a press pass. He's like, yeah. The same night, I go home, go on Photoshop, put up some corny graphics, put up my photo up there. I went to Kinko's as soon as it was open in the morning, and told them to print on the best paper they have and to do the best job laminating it. And bam, that was my press pass. And that concluded everything around me. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is because if you fake it, you can make it. And it's really up to personal choice and decisions that you make that guide your life and where you go and what you decide to do. Stop making excuses. A lot of people email me back and they tell me, I don't have a video camera. I don't know how to video edit. I don't have a press pass. It's simple. You don't have a video camera? Ask your friends. Go to public access stations that give you free cameras to use in your community. Use your cell phone. Use anything. It's not what you have. It's what you do with it. If you don't have any experience, go out there. Go talk to the older guys. Go learn from them. If you don't have a press pass, go to Photoshop. Go to Paint. Make yourself one. Whatever you want in this world, whatever you want to achieve, whoever you want to be in this world, one thing I learned is that you have to start calling yourself that. Believe in yourself. Don't make excuses. Be willing to sacrifice. And there's nothing that could stop you. Trust yourself. Don't trust me. Take some time off and decide for yourself, what do you want to do in this world and how will you get there? What decisions do you have to make in your life that will get you to the place that you want to be in? Now, don't trust me, don't believe me, don't follow anybody. Follow your own heart, follow your own passion. Apply this not to journalism, apply this to whatever you want. But really, ultimately, the only thing stopping you from becoming what you want is you. And I've learned that very early on. And you have to understand, this life is short. It's what you make it. It's what you decide it will be. So think positively. Believe in yourself. Listen to yourself. Now understand one thing. Personally, I don't even believe that I have everything figured out. I still have a lot more progression to make. I still have a lot more to learn. I still have a lot more to do. And I believe I could be a way better journalist, but that will come in time after learning from my mistakes. So take it for what it is. I hope it helped you in some way, but ultimately it's up to you and your decisions. I hope at least that it was just a little bit helpful. Let me know what you think, and if you have more questions, let me know on twitter.com/LukeWeAreChange or facebook.com/LukeWeAreChange. Also, check out the YouTube channel. Last week we released 4 videos showing you how to opt out of Prism. We investigated a company that's using ethical materials to make cell phones. We showed you how criminalizing marijuana in Holland has created more drug dealers, and also showed you a history of decriminalizing marijuana in Holland. So don't forget to subscribe. We've got way more videos coming for you. Thank you again so much for watching. My whole life I've been afraid of a lot of things, but the greatest moments in my life have come when I overcome them. My biggest fear in life was public speaking, and I got thrown to the wolves and was forced to give a speech in front of thousands of people. One of my other...
Lose the fear. We have to move to the level of joy and love and compassion and equanimity, and we have to be the change we want to see.
And nothing is impossible, and we can do it if we believe it.
We did.